So there are many ways to do a part two of The Secret to Success. So these are just some thoughts, okay? Basically, in order to get success, we need to accomplish stuff, right? It's either solving problems or making transformations, right? In a sense, it's the same thing, because what we're after is the best quality of experience. And the reason why we don't have that best quality of experience is because there are some problems. Now, even if you are a billionaire and you don't have the best quality of experience, then it means that you have some problems that you didn't solve, or you're not aware of certain things, so you consider them transformations, right? So it's the same thing. It depends how you define them, right? So ultimately, we can define the path to success in terms of solving problems or making transformation, right? Understanding how to understand is a transformation, and then understanding what's important in life is a transformation. And we can say that a problem in life is not to know what is important. Another problem is maybe the most important problem actually is not knowing how to understand, because then you don't understand what the important problems and transformations are for you to get. Okay, so anyway, back to the surface. The secret to success for us and others is to, by definition, to solve problems or bottlenecks or to make transformations, okay? Now, the way we solve problems for ourselves and for others is through this distinction. So there are services. So for example, when we go to the market and we do the shopping, we achieve a result, and then next week we have to go again. Or if we go to the gym and we build our body, we have to continue going to the gym. Similarly, when we do, let's say, massage therapy for somebody, or we clean the house for somebody, or whatever, that's a service. The difference between a service and a product is that you can't automate a service. You are paid in relation to your effort. But once you make a product, and I'm gonna explain to you what a product is, because it's not just, a product like a mouse or a cup or a car. Basically, product is something that you create which you don't need to be around, right? It could be automated. So it can produce money without your effort. Okay, and then we can make a further distinction between physical products and digital products. A physical product could be a tool, it could be a hammer that you make for somebody, it could be a car, it could be the blockchain technology, right? It could be the computer, it could be a vacuum cleaner, right? So you can make like an assembly line to build products. And an assembly line would be a product, would be, in the category of physical products. But then we have digital products. The advantage of a digital product is that you don't have to ship it, is that you don't have to create it in like a physical form. It has many advantages. Now, digital products could be systems, could be understanding, like how to solve cancer, how to solve Alzheimer, right? That's understanding. Then you can make a system for nutrition. You can make a system to, for somebody to understand and start implementing to eat healthily, right? But you are just making the system in an informational way, and then they, start doing the service for themselves, which is to go ahead and implement the system. But you are not implementing the system for them. They are getting the system theoretically from you, from your digital product. So there's many advantages to focusing on digital products for others. There's a huge amount of payment that you can get from people if you design digital products, and you don't have to assemble a factory, you don't have to talk with vendors, you don't have to have a logistics service, and you don't have to have a big team of people, right? It can be just you by yourself. And the payout is incredible. Like, anybody that uses this framework for success could make $1 million within a couple of years max, if you are serious. So how do we do it? Well, the first thing is to understand that you may not succeed by solving problem or transformation X, okay? So the first thing that I would like to say is that you start defining the problem transformation X, and then you do all of the steps here. And then if it doesn't work, then you go to the next one. You define problem transformation Y, and you do all the steps. And if it doesn't work, you do it again and again and again and again. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that you have to do it 100 times, you know. It could work the first time, it could work the second time. But it's a process by which eventually you will succeed making that $1 million and becoming financially free, because financially free is a transformation that you need to get and other people need to get, such that you get success in life, such that you get the quality of experience that you know is what God wants for you to have. And by doing this, you are also helping God by solving the problems and making transformation for other people. And if we could all do this process, then we would get rid of the problems and make transformations for everybody. And since everything is a problem or a transformation, then we would basically help each other in a virtuous circle using the capitalistic society that we live in. So let's get down to the elements of, like, once you define the problem X. Okay, so for example, let's take the problem of, let's say, diabetes, right? So there is diabetes out there and people have it and it slowly kills them. Okay, so we take that as an example, right? And we do all of this, and if it doesn't work, then we go to Y, which is, I don't know, we try to solve cancer, and then let's say we fail, and then we try to solve some other problem like Alzheimer's, right? Or you know, even what I'm talking about here. This is a framework for how to make offers. So people have the problem that they don't know how to make offers. Well, what I'm showing you here is the solution. Okay, so first of all, we pick this example of solving diabetes, right? So we have to understand the motivation of the client. That's very important. The motivation has a formula. Now, this is not like 100% accurate. This is just a simplified formula for practical reasons. Okay, so the motivation equals to how important it is for the client to solve the problem or to get the transformation, right? So this is the perceived value, right? The perceived value. How much do they want it? Okay, so I could tell you that certain people that have diabetes, you know, got accustomed to it. So if you ask them, you know, from a scale from 1 to 100, how much would you want to solve it? They would be like 50 out of 100, right? But if somebody has some huge pain, like physical pain in the moment, then their motivation might be 90 out of 100, right? So it's important to understand not how important it should feel for them, right? As in rationally, it's important to be realistic and to find out, like, in reality, emotionally, how important do they actually feel like something is for them, okay? We are not here to judge. We're here just to understand their emotions behind how important they feel like something is for them, okay? Once we start preaching that something is important, which they don't feel that is so important, once we start doing that, then we start, like, failing, okay? And being wishful thinkers, right? We don't want to do that. We want to go out there in the world and understand where the perceived pain is. Okay, so now we multiply this with what's the benefit that the mechanism will work, okay? What's the belief, sorry, that the mechanism will work. So if they believe 1%, even though they perceive that the importance is 90 out of 100, they won't do it, right? But if they believe 100% that you can get them the result, that's a different story. Okay, now, again, the way they believe something is based on their mental heuristics. So it has to do with the authority they believe in, it has to do with their self-image, like how well do they think they could perform implementing a particular mechanism. There are many individual components and details, but the formula says that it has to be their belief, like how much do they believe, okay? And we're not judging them whether they believe like 1% or 100% again. Okay, then the next element is the cost. Okay, so basically the perceived cost here, right? How important is the money that they pay for your solution is, how important the time they spend implementing your solution is, how much they think the effort is, okay? Also, it's again subjective. And then how much time it will take, okay? So this is also subjective, how bothered they are about the amount of time that it will take. And obviously, the more time it takes, the worse it is, okay? So this is the formula. Basically, perceived value multiplied by perceived belief minus the perceived costs minus how much time it will take. Okay, so now that we understand this formula for motivation, right, we understand that we need to position ourselves with the pricing of our offer such that we take into account all the components. So for example, if we know that their belief is like 20% and their importance level is like 50 out of 100, let's say we keep the time the same, so then we can price our digital product at, I don't know, let's say $500. But if we understand that they are, that it is very important for them and they completely trust us, then we can price the product at $1,000, you see, and it will work, right? It's just about minusing the cost and understanding how much we can push the price based on how much time it will take and based on the perceived value and the perceived belief. So that's the pricing component. Okay, so now let's go into the details. First of all, it's important to be genuine, right? Like you actually have to prove, like to yourself first, that the solution that you're going to sell them really works for them, okay? And by the way, when I say you sell them something, if they are, I don't know, family, for example, you don't sell it to them with money, you sell it to them by means of inspiring them to take action, okay? So basically, first of all, you have to be sure that what you're preaching would actually work for them, okay? For them. It's not like for you, but for them, given their psychology, given their endurance of implementing it, right? Given their own seriousness, right? Okay, now a tactic, I wrote it here with purple, is you can go out there and find an expert that has the solution, and then you pretty much have to check if that solution is genuine, okay? If it's real. Okay, so basically those are the steps. You see, I wrote here like 14 steps and then step 0 here. And these are basically the steps that you have to repeat again and again and again until you are a multi-millionaire, okay? So, step 1 then. You make the statement that you will get them X. Okay, marketing tactic. You also quickly show them how important it is. By the way, all of those steps, like 1 to 5, are on your high ticket offer page, right? Which is a online page with a link, right? Now, this is the total transformation high ticket offer, okay? In the page, you have marketing tactics clarity. It's infinitely more important to have clarity than to seem like you're intelligent or clever, okay? Don't go for that, go for clarity, right? You also have to take care of fonts, color, spacing, and all of that, right? You have to appear professional, legit, and many, 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 many things. So going back to step 1 to 5. So on the page, first of all, in a title, you make a statement that you get them X. In a subtitle, you can go for how important it is. Step 2, you make them trust that they will get X. You show them proof. How do you show them proof? Well, testimonials, video testimonials is the most, how to say, it's the way you can get the certainty that in their mind they will start trusting you, okay? The video testimonials have the highest probability, okay? So just go with that. Marketing tactic. You also position yourself as their dream coach, okay? So you are likable, you seem like you're just like them, and all of those things, right? Again, this is a tactic. But the main thing is that you get them to trust, right? Because according to the formula, we are addressing the belief here, okay? So step 1 is basically stating the problem. And then we go for the belief. And then you are very transparent about the costs. Marketing tactic. You give them a money back guarantee, right? Because if it doesn't work, then honestly, like, you just give them the money back. Because it's all automated, right? So you don't lose effort coaching them. Step 4. You tell them how much time it will take. Marketing tactic. You design the process in immediate milestones, right? So you tell them that they will get the significant progress, that they will show it to themselves that it works within, for example, a week. And then you explain to them that the next significant progress is in like another week or in a month, okay? you are transparent about how much time it will take in total for them to get the total transformation, but then it's very important to give them a sense of more immediate progress, right? So this is a very important marketing tactic. So we also address this element here. And then once you actually, this would be the page. Okay, this would be the page. The page would be steps 1 to 4. Okay, and then you take the page that you made and you promote it. Okay, tactic. You find experts that promote it for you, right? You find an expert that knows how to do SEO. You find an expert that knows how to do Facebook ads or Google ads. You find influencers, right? You don't do the promotion yourself, you see. You are the person that connects the dots. You found an expert that basically went through years and years of discovery and experiments to find the solution. And then your job is to do steps 1 to 4. And then you find an expert to promote it for you. And then 1%, let's say, buys your offer, right? Because that's what usually happens, right? So 99% won't buy, right? The 1% that bought, that's a success, okay? So then what do you do? Well, you have to understand that this is reality. So we go to step 6. For the 99% of people that didn't buy, and by the way, you will be, very probable on a loss, right? Especially if you pay the promoters. If you pay the promoters, be ready to pay more for promoting the page, the offer, than you will get back from the 1% of people that buy. If you are making money, then that's amazing, right? But this overall framework is made such that it doesn't really matter if you're losing money here. So, as an extra tactic, you can give the promoters a particular percentage of the money that you make by promoting this offer. That way you don't pay for promotion. Right, now, for the 99% of people that didn't buy the high ticket offer, you retarget them with the challenge offer, right? So now we're going to talk about what the challenge offer is. Very important. Okay, so what does it mean to retarget them? Well, you take all the email addresses or all the contacts of people that came here, and then you send them to read the page of a challenge offer, right? You don't do it immediately, you can do it after a couple of days. Now, it's very important to grab some sort of communication channel with them before, right? So as they're going through the page here, you could ask them for the email or some contact number or whatever, such that you can then retarget them. Step 7. Again, as you can see, this is very similar to the total transformation, right? The difference between a challenge offer and a high ticket transformation, well, the high ticket total transformation totally solves the problem, right? It's an extensive, complex process that you will sell at a high price, right? You can sell it at $1,000. However, they won't trust you in the beginning, right? They don't even know you, okay? So what is the best way for them to trust you? The best way for anybody to trust you is if they see that you give them a transformation before they pay you to give them a bigger transformation. So you make a challenge offer where you give them a smaller transformation for a smaller amount of money, right? And my advice is to price your challenge offer at $97 and to give them the option of $297 with extra benefits, right? Let's say, free live coaching calls with you one-on-one, for example. But the 97% challenge offer should also be an automated process, right? And also my advice for you is to give them a transformation within like 5 days. Okay, so the transformation in the challenge has to be related to the total transformation in the high ticket offer. So, because if it's related, then it makes sense for them to trust you that you will give them the total transformation. Okay, so basically what you're aiming to do in the challenge offer is give them progress, okay? Is to give them a significant progress that they will see within a couple of days. So again, step 7, you prove to yourself that your challenge would really give them the progress. Step 8, you make a statement on the page, on the challenge page, that you will give them that. Step 9, you make them trust with proof. Step 10, you tell them the cost, which is 97 and 297. Step 11, you tell them how much time it will take, right? So for example, here it will take 5 days, and you also use the marketing tactic to design immediate milestones, which in this case, you could say they will start feeling the effect in the first day, right? And again, you're not lying to them, you are designing the offer such that they do get something in the first day. Step 12, you promote the challenge offer. Again, you find experts that promote this. Okay, we finished this. Step 13, now a higher amount of people would buy the challenge offer, and step 14, from those 50% that took the challenge, and a bunch of them will see results, you retarget them again with the high ticket offer, which is the first offer, plus some extra incentive, okay? You can test out multiple extra incentives, right? It could be a discount, it could be some extra bonuses, okay? Okay, so let's get back to step 13. So for the 50% of people that didn't buy the challenge offer, you retarget them with another challenge offer, okay? So basically this is how it works. You target everybody with a total transformation. 1% of them buys, 99% doesn't buy. Then you target the 99% with the challenge offer. 50% of them buy, 50% of them don't buy. The 50% of them that bought, you retarget them again with the main offer. Now, the 50% of them that didn't buy the challenge offer, you retarget them with another challenge offer, right? And then if they buy, then you retarget them with the main offer. Okay, so then the people that took the challenge and you retarget them with the main offer, and then they don't get the main offer, you again retarget them with a different offer. You see? Okay, so you just take time, and if you're serious about this, you can map it out into some sort of flowchart, but this is pretty much how you do it. Okay, so basically this is the process for Give Them Transformation X. Okay, now if this doesn't work after some time, you go to problem or transformation Y. If it doesn't work after some time, you go for another one and another one and another one until you succeed. Now, there will be problems and transformations that you will have a much easier time with, and you wouldn't even know why, okay? Because you don't have the exact statistics of how emotionally important something is for people in a specific demographics of audience that, you know, you're promoting experts would show your offer to. And you also don't know how much they will believe what you say to them, and you don't know their financial situation, right? So there are many components that you don't know, okay? Also, initially you're not so experienced as you would be after doing this process again and again and again, right? So what I'm pretty much saying is that if you just take this and implement it again and again and again using this exact framework, this is the way I think, this is the best way you can get financially free the fastest, given a particular context that you're in, which is, you know, without any other expertise, okay? So yeah, this is part 2, and this was a much more concrete video. We can get back into the abstract nature of understanding in the next video, which I don't know when it will be, okay?